Hi, and welcome back to Geno's Picks Season 7. I knew you'd be back. I know the 9-2-1 postseason record last year really helped. I know everyone was on those Niners and the Patriots in the championship week, but not you, because you were with Daddy. Everybody loved Denver in the Super Bowl, but not you, because you were with Daddy. And now you want to know who Daddy likes in Week 1? Well, Daddy's going to tell you. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? I've said it since last year in the Navajo Please bit, but people still seem to want to complain about the Redskins team name. Is it the best team name ever? No. But is it the biggest problem in America? No. Is it even the biggest problem in D.C.? No. Stop it. When they went and asked Native Americans how they felt about the name, only 10% had a problem with it. The other 90% said, no, what we have a problem with is teen pregnancy and alcoholism and the illiteracy rates. And all the uptight white people said, oh, we don't want to hear about that. We'll change the name. Stop it. No one is joining the Redskins because they hate Native Americans. Deshaun Jackson went there not because he hates Indians, but because he loves losing. Do you understand? Do you remember 20 years ago when they had to change the name of the Washington Bullets to the Washington Wizards because people were getting shot? And now no one is? They just have level 5 spells being put on them? Stop it. You want to know what hatred is? Every day in Brooklyn, some jackass spray paints a swastika on a Jewish building there. That's hatred. Believe me, no one is running to an Indian casino and spray painting a Redskins logo on a slot machine. Take care of each other, people. Let's get to Season 7. My first pick. Opening night, Thursday night, the Seahawks, who I'm coming to love, are giving 6 to the Packers in Seattle. Anyone who thinks this is remotely a rematch of the two teams that played in the Fail Mary game in 2012 is on dope. Seattle returns with a team that is 2 years older and twice as confident. And anyone thinks that the injustice of that ridiculous call is weighing on the Seahawks' heads, you're wrong. The only thing weighing on them is the weight of these huge Super Bowl rings. Yeah, we talked about it. Eddie Lacy is going to be the most talked about carrier since that guy landed in Atlanta with the Ebola. But you want to know what the sickest thing on the field is going to be? Percy Harvin. He's amazing. Take Seattle, lay the 6. My next pick, the Eagles are giving a dime to the Jags in Philly. Daddy will be at that game. What do you get when you give Chip Kelly, LaShawn McCoy, Darren Sproles, and Nick Foles about 30 points before Foles even has to take a peek downfield? Meanwhile, the Jags offense is probably the weakest in the NFL. How do you expect to scare your opponents when you're starting a QB running back tandem that are Chad Henne and Toby Gerhard? Chad and Toby? Wow. The only way I'd be excited to see these two on a program is if I was going to see Guys and Dolls. And it doesn't get better after that. Cecil Shorts the third, he ought to be called Cecil Shorts a third, because that's the number of games he's healthy every year. And I'll spot you guys another 10 in this game if you can tell me the name of the Jags' number 2 receiver. Are you desperately looking for Marquise Lee right now? Don't feel special. Chad Henne will be doing that all day Sunday as the Eagles' pass rush crushes them. Take the Eagles, lay the 10 spot. Yeah, they definitely should go back to those Kelly Green unis, huh? All right, my next pick. The Raiders are getting 5.5 from the Jets in Oakland. Sure, the Raiders are bad, but the Jets' offense isn't much better, especially on the road. And the only difference between the Jets and the Raiders are the Raiders turn over QBs about 3 times a season. The Jets' quarterback turns the ball over about 3 times a game. But here's a twist the Raiders did. They named Derek Carr the starter this week. And not only is he playing pressure-free football, which I think is a big deal, but the Jets spent most of their time preparing for Matt Schaub, and that bodes poorly for Rex Ryan's defense, as the last time someone was this overmatched by a Carr, it was Kevin Ward Jr. Take the Raiders and take the 5.5. I'm a dick. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night Bet, or as I like to call it, Lions-Chargers Monday Night. Let's try and write a joke to help one win. It can't be done. They're both in trouble. So let's go with the first one. The Lions are giving 5.5 to your G-men, Joe, in Detroit Monday night. What did we learn from preseason? The Giants are terrible. Their offensive line has gotten worse. They have no tight end to take the pressure off Victor Cruz, and I'm not sold on Rashard Jennings or whoever that Brown running guy is. It doesn't matter. And don't sit there, Giants fans, and say, yeah, but they went 5-0 in the preseason. Please. The Giants' 5-0 record in preseason was the most deceptive record since Milli Vanilli's Blame It on the Rain. Oh, it's good to be back. Take the Lions. Lay the 5.5. Those are Geno's picks.